I will give you a brief introduction of Mr. Scott Moore. Mr. Scott Moore heads the Yahoo Media Group, which handles all the news and information business for Yahoo. He oversees Yahoo News, Yahoo Sports, Yahoo Tech, and Yahoo Lifestyle initiatives. Before he joined Yahoo in May 2005, he was the general manager of Microsoft MSN Programming Group, where he managed editorial, design, and product development for MSN channels, MSNBC.com, MSN Video, and MSN Autos. He actually founded MSN Video himself, one of the first advertising-supported video initiatives on the internet. Mr. Moore holds a master's degree in business administration from the University of Washington and a Bachelor of Arts in Visual and Environmental Studies from Harvard University.
Good morning, and thank you for coming today. I'm going to talk about sort of the future of media and give you some observations, some thoughts about where we're going with internet interactive media. So to start, I'm going to give you a sort of an overview of the specifics I'll talk about. So I'll talk about changing consumer consumption habits, consumer empowerment, the way that people are now using the internet not only to receive information but to participate in the creation of the information, the evolution of the news cycle and how it's changed in the last 20 years and how it's likely to change in the future, and then the emerging trends around mobile and mobile consumption of media. And then I'll have a few final thoughts on looking ahead. So, the first point, and I assume most of you know this, the internet is mainstream now. So really the internet as a media began in 1995. If you look at the chart here, back in 2000, this is U.S. Data, only about a third of houses in the United States had internet at all. So that's only 7 years ago, very short period of time. But and by 2012, we'll be at 80%. More importantly, though, is the deployment of broadband, because broadband connectivity, like you have in Korea, is the enabling technology that makes all of the consumption take a much stronger uptake among consumers. So to conclude, I'll leave you with a few thoughts about the future of media. And these are not written in stone, these are just my observations. But this one I'm very sure about. Consumers will continue to adopt new offerings. I mean, if there's anything that we've learned from the internet, it's that if you give people a choice of faster, more comprehensive, easier to use news services, they will consume them. And if you let them consume them wherever they are, at whatever time they want, they will absolutely take advantage of that. That trend will continue. Digital, and I believe that digital distribution of media is really the modern equivalent of the Gutenberg printing press. Printing press obviously changed the world because it made knowledge much more easily transferable than it had been prior to the creation of the printing or the invention of the printing press. Digital distribution of media, I think, is on the same order of magnitude of significance, and we're very early in this adoption curve. So there's a lot more change that will happen as a result of it. Eventually, all digital media will become global, social, and mobile. So those were really the trends that I talked about. And I think that all media are moving in that direction, which means that if you're a provider of these services, you better embrace it and learn how to adapt your business models.
Thank you for your presentation. My question, I have two questions. One is the citizen journalism that you talked about, the clips sent in by people and so on. Do you actually verify the authenticity of these offerings?
Yes.
And how long does it take you to do that in the case of, for example, a war story? That's my first question. The second question is, do you pay for people, for citizen journalism, and how do you decide sort of what kind of, do you have some sort of a set pricing formula or for this, and how do people know how much they will get from you?
Okay. So on the first question, so the first question was, do we authenticate user submissions? Yes, we do. Before we publish any of these images on Yahoo News, we contact the person and interview them and verify that they are who they are and that they were where they were. Now,